What are you going to learn today? The perfect flan. And there's a tip, okay? There's a really cool technique that I'm going to share with you. This recipe is amazing. This channel gets better every day. There are so many great recipes. I'm already going to ask you to help us out by liking and sharing, okay? Shall we get to the recipe? Take a look at the step-by-step. For the syrup, here in the caramel sauce that I'm about to make, I have 300 grams of refined sugar, 80 milliliters of water, and then, since there are 2 portions of water, I have another 100 milliliters of water here. And at the beginning as well, I'm going to add the juice of half a lemon. I'm going to put the sugar in the pan and the first portion of water, which is 80 milliliters. So just add it here, guys. You don't even need to stir it, just leave it. And the lemon goes in here. The lemon will also help prevent the syrup from crystallizing. Guys, you really don't need to stir it. The less you stir, the better, so it doesn't crystallize, okay? I'm going to put it on the stove now. Just in this spot where there's still a bit that hasn't gotten wet, just open it up here, look. The less you get on the sides, the better. I'm going to let it turn into caramel first, to the color I want, then I'll add the rest of the water and you'll see. It's reduced a lot already, it's about to start caramelizing, guys. At no point did I put a spoon in here. You can't. The most you can do is swirl it like this, see, just a little without moving it too much. It's already starting to caramelize. As it starts to caramelize, look, I swirl it like this, don't use a spoon. I even turn down the heat here so it doesn't burn, because I don't want this to burn, okay? Let it reach the color you want. I like it at this point. Look, I'm going to turn off the heat because it will keep caramelizing since I'm going to add more water here now, guys. So be very careful. Keep swirling it to get the color you want. I've already turned off the heat to avoid any risks. Swirl it like this without using a spoon. And now there's those 100 ml of water. This is when I'm going to add it, but very carefully. And if your water is hot, even better, okay? I'm just going to wait for it to cool down a little here. I'll add the water right here in the corner, little by little. Don't pour it all in at once. And here, look, now it's always in the same spot, guys, see? Just wait a little bit and now you can bring it back to a boil. I'm going to turn the heat back on. Let it boil here now, okay? You can even stir it now. Very slowly, very carefully. I'll let it boil here for 5 minutes and you don't need to check the consistency anymore. Just let it boil. Guys, it's ready now. Look at that. It just needs 5 minutes on low heat. It's done. I'm going to the baking pan now. I'm going to pour the syrup just like this and I'll also put it in the freezer so it hardens quickly, okay? You don't need to wait for it to cool down, okay? Just put it in the fridge or the freezer and it will harden. When I pour the syrup on top, it won't mix. Just while I'm preparing the pudding syrup here. For the pudding, I have 300 milliliters of milk, 2 boxes of sweetened condensed milk, 5 eggs, 150 grams of powdered milk, which can be Ninho brand, 1 box of heavy cream, and a little secret here, 20 grams of cornstarch to help stabilize this pudding. And now just put all the ingredients here in the blender. Look how firm it already is, guys. It stayed there for 5 minutes and I mixed it here for 2 minutes. Now here's a tip. I'm going to put a strainer on top here to remove the foam so our flan turns out really smooth, just like that flan without any holes. So if you like it with holes, just leave the foam in, okay? Now I'm going to cover it completely with double layer aluminum foil and cook it in a water bath. I'll show you how in a second. Double layer aluminum foil, seal it well. It's already here in the baking pan. I'm only going to add water once it's in the oven because I'm going to use hot water, okay? Add about a finger's width of hot water, but only once it's inside the oven. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about the oven. The tip for this recipe is to use this amount of cornstarch because, guys, this will make all the difference. It will keep your flan perfectly set. Don't forget that. Guys, it's already baked. It baked for an hour and a half in the oven at around 190 to 200 degrees. Now it's time to run a small knife around the edge. Also do this along the sides because I already did it when I took it out, okay? Pass it while it's hot. And to check if it's baked, insert the small knife and it should come out like this. Look, mostly clean. It won't come out completely clean. And now cover it with plastic wrap pressed right up against it and put it in the fridge to chill because you can't unmold it while it's hot, okay? Let it cool completely. Guys, after it's cold, it's nice and chilled, but it still won't come out like this. So here I am at my stove. I'm even going to turn up the flame a little, and I'm going to run it like this. Look, over the flame, heating the bottom and the sides. Until I do this and it starts to spin here, okay? Here it's still not ready, see? Look at that, it's already dancing inside, see? Spinning here, you can see it, right? It's loose now, guys. Now let's move it to the plate. Now you have to be careful, right? Because when you flip it, the syrup always spills out and there's a lot of syrup. So very carefully you flip it over and just look at this side, honestly. This is the most beautiful flan, guys, that I've ever made because it has an incredible shine. And look, it's also very, very soft. So honestly, it's really worth it. I'm sure this is going to be a huge hit. Take this little recipe and make it, okay? Make it because it's wonderful and there's nothing difficult about it. Just look at this, guys. Seriously. And today you learned a lot here. You also learned how to make a super special syrup, this professional syrup right here, huh?